Welcome to Segment 6 of the 186th Annual Council's Pre-Council Orientation and Information. This segment will focus on the 2013 diocesan budget. This year, our parochial pledges account for about 75% of our total income. 75% of our income is $1,721,074. This income is down slightly from 2012. As you see, our trust income, it accounts for about 20% of our entire diocesan budget. This chart represents our parochial pledges over the last 6 years. As you can see, after the financial crisis of 2008, there was a dramatic decrease in voluntary proportional giving pledges. Beginning in 2010, our pledges began to recover. However, this year, 2013, we have seen a slight decrease in giving from the churches. Our trust income, which makes up about 20% of our budget, is illustrated in this chart. As you can see, there are some ups and downs depending on the market. The trust income is figured at 5% of the market value of 3 years. We averaged these 3 years together. For 2013, the years that we are looking at are 2009, 2010, and 2011. Our expenditures in our diocesan budget are divided as illustrated in this pie chart. As you can see, support of ministries is a large piece, and also the youth. We'll look at each one of these areas as it relates to the current budget. Support for the bishop is 7.6% of the diocesan budget and includes compensation, pension, medical insurance, travel, and continuing education expenses for Bishop Gray. After studying Bishop's compensation packages from other dioceses in Province 4, the Finance Committee recommended and the Executive Committee approved, with resistance from Bishop Gray, an increase in Bishop Gray's compensation. The maintenance and utilities of the bishop's home are also funded from this area. Next is Katrina support, $70,150, which is about 3% of our budget. This pays for the interest on the debt that the trustees incurred after Katrina when they purchased property for the destroyed churches to move inland. Clergy training and support is 11.5% of the diocesan budget. This includes support for our seminarians, the retired clergy, the ministry of the diaconate, and our clergy conferences. It also includes support for the newly ordained. Outside giving is 13.9% of the diocesan budget. Most of the funding in this area is for ministries outside of the Diocese of Mississippi. Our support for the Episcopal Church is 14.5% of 2011's income, while the asking was 19%. Also funded in this area are our ministries in Africa and Panama. Support of our youth ministries is 16.7% of the diocesan budget. This funding includes the camping ministry at Camp Bratton Green and also the support of chaplains at 5 state universities. That's Delta State University, University of Southern Mississippi, Mississippi State University, Jackson State University, and Ole Miss. Funding for congregations and communities is about 13.3% of the diocesan budget. This includes support for several congregations and the conference center at Grace Center. Also the Prison and AIDS Ministry and the Ministry with Gay and Lesbian Persons. There are funds set aside for the Hispanic ministries, being hopeful that in 2013 this ministry can be launched. Training is 3.4% of the budget. This represents many opportunities for lay training in ministry, including the Lay Leadership Institute, Curcio, the Iona Project, Congregational Development Training, and the Center for Formation and Mission. In the last couple of years, the Lay Leadership Conference has replaced the Wardens Treasurers Conference and the new Vestry Member Conference. This is open to anyone, clergy and lay, and the leadership of each church is encouraged to attend. Support for diocesan ministries is 30.6% of the diocesan budget. This includes funding for the Allen House staff, communications, including the Mississippi Episcopalian, Allen House expenses, and support for the General Convention deputies and alternates. The Allen House staff received a 5% compensation increase, which was offset by the savings in medical insurance premiums as a result of moving from a 2-tier to a 4-tier pricing structure. The total for the support of diocesan ministries is $2,313,483, which is approximately $27,000 over the total projected income. When the Executive Committee adopted the 2013 budget in December, many churches had not completed their annual giving campaigns, and many voluntary proportionate giving pledges were still outstanding. Recognizing that the income was fluid, the Executive Committee committed to reviewing the proposed budget at their March meeting and making necessary adjustments. This concludes our orientation for the 186th Annual Council, and we look forward to seeing you in Jackson on February the 1st through the 3rd. Our contact information is below, so feel free to call us if you need clarification or other questions answered.